look around you, and how many grateful people do you see? Let's look to our immediate circle. Friends, family, colleagues at work. What do we see more of? People that are grateful or ungrateful? And when you take a deep look at this, when you analyze it, we see that it really doesn't have much to do with what people have in their life, especially in the Western world, where it seems like it has to do more with the person than their possessions, because there are some people who have little in material possessions, and they seem to be, or they are, grateful. You feel their gratitude. But then there are others who have so much but lack the gratitude. So it's not directly related to what we have in our lives, but it has to do with us. It's something that is related to our inner state. And then there are some of us that manage to be in a grateful state, that show gratitude when things are positive, when if things are okay, and when there is problems, if there is a loss, if things go south, some of us lose that state of gratitude rather quickly. And then there are some that talk the gratitude, but deep inside they don't reflect it. They don't own it. To own it at all cost. That's what we're going to talk about. Just like in anything, if our belief in our gratefulness for this life, if it's just on our lips, if we're just talking about it at an intellectual level, if we don't embody it, if we don't carry these feelings of gratitude, then it's like shallow water. There's no depth. So it will fade away quickly. But if we truly test it and own it, then we carry this feeling. It's not just in our mind. We just not only do the talking. We feel it, we own it, and the deeper the feeling, the stronger our belief, our faith in gratitude. Let's think of how we feel when we are grateful. I think it puts a smile on our face, a deep state of happiness, acceptance. And here is a story of gratitude. Gratitude will sprout into contentment. When we look at people who are grateful, you feel an aura of contentment in them. It's all over their being. And the same applies to us. Let's think about it. if we are in a state of gratitude, what is the closest emotion? How about contentment? So gratitude sprouts into contentment. And contentment, we can say, flowers into joy. If you're grateful, you're content. And when we are content, we are in a joyful state naturally. And once we are in a joyful state, the flower of joy will bear fruit to a state of bliss. That's how beautiful this is. So let's look at this from the opposite spectrum. Ungrateful, a state of ungratefulness, complaining, not happy where we are, what we're doing. So instead of sprouting into contentment, ungratefulness nips the sprout in the bud and kills contentment. So let's do like arithmetic. Let's add it up like we added gratitude plus contentment plus joy plus or equals bliss. So if we're in a state of ungratitude, it's going to add to unhappiness. And being unhappy, we are either going to be judgmental or angry at the world. So what do we put ourselves in? Ungrateful, unhappy, not content. There is no joy, unhappy, and instead of bliss, where we are rolling with life, and as we are happy with what we already have, the magic of the universe is we get more. Even if we don't get more, we're still happy because we're content. We feel abundant. We feel prosperous. We feel creative. We're expanding. We're expansive. We're not contracting. Ungratefulness, unhappiness, being judgmental, and being angry. I don't mean in the sense that we're going to tell people off or raise our voice. Not talking to people is a sign of anger. Of course, I don't mean just anyone. If we are an introvert, we don't feel comfortable talking to strangers. But not talking to our peers, to our colleagues, to our siblings, to our parents, to our children. Sulking, having a long face. These are all qualify. They are all in the anger zone. They are contracting energies. Better word would be we are uptight versus a state of gratitude, especially as I mentioned in the beginning, not only in the intellectual level, not just in our mind, but if we are grateful, our whole body from head to toe, down to your pinky finger, down to your little toe, is going to feel this amazing electricity. It's like self-massaging your whole body from inside. Such a beautiful feeling. Simply put, it's a state of total relaxation. I mean total. Lay down on your bed, on the floor, on your back, and like they do at the end of a yoga class, and see how you feel. That foundation of being in gratitude will tingle every nerve in our body, in our system. And being relaxed, this is the most healing state. This is when the cells repair themselves. This is when the body is at ease. And there is amazing amount of fascinating research done by a fellow called Dr. Joe Dispenza. We will put his link in the description. And another fellow called Roy Masters. Their research is phenomenal, truly divine. And Dr. Dispenza, he has proven, he's scientifically, with tests, that when we are in a state of gratitude, the healing is 50% more. Let's not talk about what the anger, the anxiety, and the depression and the stress does to us. Let's not even talk about all the harm it does to our body. But a state of gratitude is not only the opposite. In comparison, a state of gratitude not only doesn't harm us, but it does the complete opposite. It has a healing effect. And again, Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows us that we heal up to 50% faster and better when we are in a state of gratitude versus when we're not. And we have a very, very big advantage. We have a very important ally, and that is our nature, our innate essence is blissfulness. The true nature of a human being is bliss. Then our work comes down to reaching what is already within us. And we will talk about how to reach this blissful state next week.